Welcome to section 3, all about effective learning design. So you've now heard all about our vision, our strategy, and its underpinning educational principles. And in this section, it turns to you and your part in helping deliver our vision and the deliberate choices that you make about what, when, where, and how you teach. This is known as your learning design. And the choices you make can make all the difference to student motivation and engagement. So to deliver on our educational principles, we have devised a university-wide learning design framework, which can help support and shape your learning design. Our learning design framework will help support you with decisions about your content, your structure, your timing, the pedagogical strategies you employ, the sequence of your learning activities, the type and frequency of your assessment throughout the module, as well as the nature of the technology you use to support learning. But before we start to look at the learning design framework and its high engagement practices, it's crucial that you orientate your mindset and ensure that all the decisions you make puts learners at the centre. You need to think beyond what do I need to teach, and instead carefully consider what is the best way for my learners to learn and understand this concept. Essentially shifting your focus towards your students, thinking about who they are, what they know, how they think, and how you can reach them effectively so they get the most out of their educational experience at UWS. We want to shift the focus of education at UWS from simply delivering content to moulding learning design for students, which really helps with engagement and ultimately a deeper learning experience. And there's a lot of research out there on effective learning design. This one from Harvard pretty much sums it up. It really identifies that students learn when they're active and when they have got opportunities for co-construction of knowledge and for socialising in class, and when we're using formative assessment. But there's also several surveys tracking student engagement. For example, the UK engagement survey, the US and Canada have got a national survey of student engagement, as do the Australasian survey of student engagement, and they all provide similar insights into high engagement practices. So using this research is an excellent indicator for helping shape the learning design experiences that we want at UWS. And this is because 30 years of peer-reviewed evidence has really proven very robust correlations between the levels of student engagement on the one hand and the positive student outcomes on the other. So the higher the rate of student engagement in your classrooms, the more likely you are to see improved student grades, increased levels of student retention, and increased student satisfaction scores. However, it's also important that we acknowledge that student engagement can be a real challenge for educators. Recent research conducted with Wonkhe, with over 600 higher education teachers, found that keeping students engaged with the learning experience, for example, ensuring they show up, actively participate, and that they're motivated to persist and achieve, is one of their biggest challenges. So we are very aware that student engagement can be a challenging and time-consuming to achieve, but we also know that to overcome this and be effective, you'll need the support to not only understand what high engagement practices look like, but that you'll be able to integrate them into your day-to-day teaching practices quickly and efficiently. So this section aims to empower academics like you to design or redesign and deliver your modules in a way that increases student engagement and therefore positively impacts student outcomes. Specifically, our learning design framework, as well as our learning platform Aula, combine to support you to quickly and easily start to deliver a number of our high engagement practices. So let's have a closer look at the learning design framework and the high engagement practices in turn.